Hey everybody. Today's a weird day. Uh, Last night, as I was biking home after work, excited for my long weekend, I was clipped by a car uh, while riding my bike. I was able to get up, walked for a couple of blocks, called people, got myself to a clinic. So I was involved in a hit and run yesterday. Perfect timing, right? When do you want to get involved in the hit and run? Never. But during the corona epidemic, also very weird timing. I'm doing okay. No broken bones. Uh, no open wounds. Luckily, I had enough layers on. No scrapes or anything. So, but just so you guys know a little bit about the German system, what happened to me at the time. So, I took a taxi because I was with it enough and okay enough, and I had cash on me, so I could pay. Um, so I took a taxi to the clinic here in Offenbach, and then immediately when I entered, they freaked out and were telling me to stay back because of Corona. And then I said, "Hey, no, like, I got hit by a car. I'm here to get checked out. I don't have Corona." And then they sent me to the waiting area where I pushed a button. And humorously enough, the clinic I went to is in the middle of construction. So it kind of felt like a zombie movie a little bit because it was also like after midnight when I got there. And there was nobody there. So, and there was like stuff being built up everywhere. So I get there, I push the button, I sit down, I wait. The waiting room's totally empty because everybody's prepared for Corona. Um, and then I sat there and I cried for a bit because I was alone in a waiting room in Germany after getting hit by a car. That was pretty fucking scary. I was okay, but it was just scary. And then somebody picked me up after maybe a half an hour of sitting in the waiting room. And then I went to another waiting area for maybe another half an hour. On the way to that waiting area, the nurse interviewed me. They had already taken my health insurance before I went to that waiting area, too. Sorry, I forgot to mention. And then I was taken to an examination room, which was also totally under construction, and like there was it was kind of a little ridiculous. Like there was powder on the floor from something that had fallen that they hadn't cleaned up. The nurse lazily pulled a sheet across the bed and had me sit on it. At one point, the cleaning people tried to come in and realized there was somebody in there and then left again. And then eventually the doctor came in. The doctor was super nice. Checked me out. Said, let's get a couple of x-rays of your neck and your elbow just to make sure everything's okay. And then after another maybe half an hour waiting for the x-ray, I went and got an x-ray. And then after the x-ray, maybe 10 minutes after the x-ray, the doctor came back and said, everything looks fine. Here's a prescription for some painkillers. Do you need anything now? And I'm like, I don't think so. I think I'm just going to go home and go to sleep because I was about to fall asleep anyways. I was so exhausted. It was almost 3 a.m. by the time I got let out. And then I made it home with another taxi ride where the taxi driver was sitting outside the hospital. asleep in his own car. I had to knock on the window to wake him up so that I could get a ride home. And then, but I just showed them my insurance card. There was waiting. It was weird. This is the corona epidemic and they were under construction. Okay? That is noted. However, they never once asked me for money or anything besides my insurance card. They were trying to verify what happened. And because I was on my way home after work, it's technically covered by work. So work insurance will technically work, or workers' compensation, right, will cover it. But then if they can find the guy, I have to call the police today and give a statement and try to figure it out, which of course it'll all be online, I'm sure, or over the phone because they don't want people to come in if they don't have to. So, but yeah, the only thing I paid yesterday was the 20 with including tip, $20 for my taxi ride there and back. $20 or 10 there, 10 back home. And this morning when I was at the pharmacy, they told me everything would be billed to workers' insurance, and I didn't pay anything. So I didn't pay anything except for my taxi ride. Got a couple of x-rays. But yeah, if I ever have to go through the emergency situation again, in an emergency room or something like this, I will update everybody. Hopefully it will be post-corona and I can give a more valid description of the situation, because that was super weird and I think super different based on what I heard. But in case you're concerned, today I'm super stiff. My left side is, so what happened for me was the guy clipped me as he was driving by, right? I was going in the same direction he was. And I'm pretty sure at the time I thought my bike did like a 360 forward or back. I'm not sure. But I was out of it. Shock, obviously. But I think what happened was he clipped me somehow. I can't figure out. And then somehow my front wheel went way up because the bike landed on top of me. It made it so I ended up falling backwards and crashing onto the ground on my left side, and then my bike landed on top of me. My bike's fine, it seems. But I definitely already have a bruise and some serious swelling on my left elbow, and my left hip is not happy, and I have bruises on my left calf already, I can see. So it will get colorful, I'm assuming. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on with me. But, and here's the other thing I wanted to mention. I have awesome friends in Germany, and having things happen late at night actually works out fairly well, because then people are still awake in the U.S., so my mother, it was the middle of the day. She did freak out a little bit because at one point I forgot to call her back because I was talking with the cabbie briefly, and she freaked out that I had passed out. But I hadn't, so it was okay. But my friends were checking on me, trying to figure out how to take care of me. One of them was saying, you can come stay at my place, just take the cab, I'll pay for your cab ride, and then I can watch over you tonight if you need to worry about a concussion or anything like that. But luckily there's no concerns of concussion today. I can tell also there's nothing that reminds me of my previous concussion, so I'm okay that way. But yeah, never been involved in a hit and run in general, let alone had to deal with the emergency room in Germany. That's first. But like I said, I'm super stiff. super stiff. And yesterday I had gone on like a super long run. It was an amazing run in glorious weather, and I wanted to recreate that experience today. That's totally not going to happen. Oh, not going to happen. So instead, I bought some delicious pastry to go with my coffee this morning because I also got a prescription for heavy painkiller, ibuprofen, which I'm taking. And, but yeah, that's what's going on. I will update you on other uh, stuff tomorrow, but I thought I'd let everybody know about this crazy experience in the midst, and I'm sure everybody's not happy to hear, but at the same time, it's not Corona, right? So, news and a story that is not Corona's got to be nice to hear. Anyway, okay. See you guys tomorrow.